We're gonna dive straight away into this, but first, since I didn't have a proper chance to, who am I? I'm that Italian guy over there. You can tell by the accents probably. My name is Emanuele, but everybody just calls me Lele, and I've been working in Gravitational since a couple of years. And I just disconnected the video, okay. A couple of years, I would say, and during those 2 years, I've seen things. And when I say I've seen things, I'm not saying I've seen like curious things or good things or, like bad things. I've seen things that will actually push you to wear a panda costume and smash everything out of the office, that kind of things. So how did that happen? Like, what do I do? So at Gravitational, in these 2 years, I've been a DevOps engineer and Kubernetes wizard, which actually means that, I can introduce bugs in our code while breaking the CI/CD at the same time, to make it work. So, hooray, woo! And since I'm that excited about that, it's exactly why they put me on support instead. So, yeah. That's what I do. I work on support most of the time, working with the fantastic infrastructure that customers have, and I help them with their POC and testing projects and making dreams come true, that area of the company. But I have a secret life that I'm going to just tell everybody here. Let's pretend that I'm not recorded and it's gonna be public, so everybody, only you will know what's my secret life. Because when I'm not the keyboard, I'm Batman. I'm kidding, obviously. Everybody knows that I'm the panda, so whoops. And so yeah, when I'm not destroying the office, I really have another, like parallel life. I do other stuff. I have a lot of hobbies. And just wanted to give you a few examples of those. I have kind of many hobbies, so there's a lot of stuff in here. Let me go through some of these real quick. I'm a board gamer. Some of you may recognize some of these logos. Catan, Exploding Kitten, the mind-blowing Arkham Horror. Just be prepared if you ever play this. I'm a Steam gamer. I also played Dwarf Fortress. Be prepared for that too if you ever do. I'm a maker and a tinkerer. That's why you see the marvelous Italian-made Arduino logo here, or the Raspberry Pi. I'm a hobbyist game developer, bad games, I guess. So that's why you see Unity and Godot there. I'm a scout, as you can see by the sweater and the logo there. And lately I also started being a YouTuber. So yay, I'm a famous YouTuber. Look, my 150 subscribers love me, so yes. But you can search for my videos. They're in Italian, so they're even more fun, I guess, from your perspective. You can turn on subtitles and watch them. So yeah, why am I saying all this? Like, why did I bring up all this? That's because, maybe all that stuff made some kind of impact on my mind. So you may want to take everything I'm saying here with a good dose of sense of humor. Just saying in advance. And smile. That's, I've read it in multiple spam emails that it's good for your health, so it must be true. So let's start with the real stuff. Our mission. Why is Gravitational in existence? Well, to keep us on Earth, that's the first part. But, our mission is help you scale into the multi-cloud future with true portability. Yes, but most of us are engineers here, so we are pragmatic, technical people. So what does that even mean? Also that's a work in progress. For us, technical, pragmatic people, that means help our customer bring their own application, their own software into cloud and on-prem, whatever they need to, seamlessly, with as little effort as possible, which is good. It's a noble scope, it's a noble aim. And that is true. That's true because Gravity provides true application portability. So you can build this marvelous installer, bring it wherever you want. It works. Each cluster is identical to us, and it magically install, maintain. My work on support should be not needed, ideally. And it's fantastic. And it was, during development, it was perfection. Like software installed with no hiccups. All tests had 100% coverage and were green all the time. Upgrades jumped from one version to the other with, in a zap, everything worked. The ozone layer was growing back, like peace in the world. Everything was marvelous, fantastic, like dubbing unicorn, rainbow unicorns everywhere. Like we were happy and joyful. Everything was perfect. Oh yeah, maybe this last one was not true. Like it was just positive attitude, and that one may not be true. But what happened then? What happened that changed this ideal situation? They came. Customers. That may not be a real customer, by the way. So we started finding and seeing patterns, things that all customers have, not just in our company, not our customer, but all customers have. And you may relate to some of these. Like you can see some patterns that you may have noticed in your customers too. One example is that usually fact number one, customers usually don't clean up. So they will leave stuff around. Like you think that your customer servers are like this room, like this house. It's all tidy, clean, creepy white almost, like kind of alien looking, nothing around. Well, in reality, we found that some customers, not all of them, of course, but some customers leave all kind of leftovers around, like all the news, the Docker images, old database from the 70s that nobody remembers about, or duplicated files with .backup, .1, .2, .3, .4, because that's the best way of making a backup, right? And so we found that in reality, they're more like the old junk lady from Labyrinth, and you can even see a Docker image like stashed here and the database leaking from here. Like that's more close to reality than how it was. So we had to find a solution to help our customers. And of course, your solution may be different because it's a case-by-case solution. So our solution was just implement a simple option that in our case is garbage collection, shortened by GC, which does a lot of maintenance, cleaning operations in the background and cleans everything for our customers. So yeah, that worked for us. You may relate to it. So everything is clean now, everything works, and our customers are happy. But I start missing the old junk lady though. It's also 2019, so everything is interconnected, like the interwebs. Everything IoT, magic happens. Except when somebody breaks your virtual network by stealing your virtual network port. So we saw this happening. At some point, VMware decided that it was a good idea to use the standard port that Flannel uses, which is UDP 8472, by default. And since we are a good abiding citizen, we were using that because that's what Flannel advised you to use, and they stole our port. Not only our port, but everybody's cluster's port based on Flannel. All those clusters were broken all of a sudden. So everything is interconnected, but when that happens. And so we learned that fact number 2, you should never take anything for granted. Not even commonly standard that you think are by now a fact. Everybody knows that, everybody agrees about them. So we thought that our customers' network would be like these kind of networking cables, spaghetti-like, tied to these little black things that makes everything tidy. Instead, we found that it was more like a spaghetti bomb on top of a VMware like of a kid working for VMware, which is just realized that maybe he didn't really thought through the idea of choosing the flannel port, and he's very confused now. So what did we do to help the VMware kid? We just gave a little option to specify an alternate port that you can use to create your virtual network, and it worked. By the way, little hint, VMware also did the same in the same time. So we also found out that customers love to expand, and they love more CPU, more RAM, more storage. There's never enough. There's not a point in which they will be satisfied about the amount of RAM, storage, and CPU you give them. And it's true most of the time. Like if you leave your Firefox or Chrome open with more than 20 tabs, it's true for your laptop as well. So let alone for servers. So yeah, we found that, but we never got how much they actually need and how much they will actually want. So we found that one of our customers had a very, very specific kind of workload, which had these high and long spikes, which then eventually went away by themselves. And these spikes were so high that they rendered the entire server or multiple servers at once unusable for a very long time, to the point that you couldn't even connect. So fact number 3, we found that customers will gladly accept and max out all your server resources, all the resources you would give them. And again, we found ourselves thinking that our customer requests would be like these nice little penguins, in line, going toward the CPU or the storage I/O, waiting for their share of time to answer their request. But instead, it was more like this atomic bomb of a CPU melting and exploding and bringing everything down with it. So we added this one specific feature for all servers with more than 4 cores, using C groups and namespaces, in this case mostly C groups, where all servers with more than 4 cores will dedicate some of that to keep the system alive. And then the rest of it will be application level. So yeah, everything was fine and happy, and the customer requesting that feature was incredibly happy, until we found that they were actually using machine with only 2 cores. So we are still not sure how and why they were happy about it. So yeah. So yeah. I really wanted to keep this short and just pass on my message and my battle scars to you, so that you are ready. And look, what's the point behind all this? Like, Lele, why are you telling this to us? So the point is that, whatever your customers are in an old junk lady from Labyrinth situation, a spaghetti bomb on top of a kid working from VMware, or a post-atomic explosion for a CPU melting down, you are not alone. There's people out there which have your same feeling that can relate to you. So please just resist the urge to wear a panda costume and destroy everything in your office, because that's not good for anybody. So yeah, that was my talk. Thank you.